Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Patek Philippe Chronograph Perpetual Calendar 5270G-001 in white gold with a silver opaline or white dial and no chin. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of the 5270. Then I'll tell you about where this watch stands in the lineup of other similar 5270. Then I will finally tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, try it on, and give you my final thoughts. So let's start with a little bit of the history. Now, the Perpetual, you can basically call this watch the Perpetual calendar. Patek calls it the Chronograph Perpetual calendar. Most people call it a Perpetual calendar chronograph. Perpetual chronograph. Okay. Anyways, so let's talk about the history. The 5270 is the first time that Patek has created an in-house, 100% in-house movement that has both a perpetual calendar, meaning it never needs to be reset. I think it's like 120 years or something, 122 years, something like that, because it can account for leap year on February 28th, and it can tell the difference between the 28th and all the others. And it also is a chronograph. These subdials here allow you to calculate elapsed time. And before 2011, which was the first time that the 5270 was created, it was a non-in-house movement, a Lemania movement. So in 2011, Patek decided, hey, we're gonna release our 100% in-house movement. We're not going to rely on anybody else to make these movements, and the result is the 5270 that you see in front of you. And since then, they've gone on to make many different variations, which I'll get to in a moment. But before that, they were using a Lemania based movement on their 5970, keyword 9, and that was their perpetual calendar chronograph for several years. And before that was the 3970, which was in production for like 20 years or something, quite some time. I believe the 5970 had been around something like 2004 to 2011, not a huge amount of time, but they did use it for, that is not a small amount of time. And before that, as I said, it was the 3970, which had been around for like 20 years. So this is quite a special watch because this is the 5270 starting in 2011, and this was the very first variation of it. Okay, that's a little bit about the history. And it is actually still in production now. The 5270 as of 2025 is still in production. Although I think, just my guess though, it will probably be discontinued pretty soon, maybe even in 25, because being released in 2011, now being 2025, that's 14 years. It's quite some time. Although there's nothing wrong with it, but still they may release it, they may discontinue it quite soon. So let's see. I'm sure they're going to replace it with something even better. But okay, anyways, let's move on to the next topic, which is, where does this watch stand in the lineup of other similar 5270s? Well, as you could imagine, the 5270, since it's been around for 14 years, there's a lot of different variations of it. And this is the very first variation, or one of the very first. It was produced, and what is special about it is that this one in particular it does not have a chin. Now, on some of the older, they made three variations of the 5270G on white gold with the silver opaline dial. One was, you see at the 6 o'clock where the subdial is, you see how it does not protrude down and cover the space, and does not disrupt the circle at the 6 o'clock. Well, that is a very clean look, very simple and clean look. It does not disrupt it. It's actually the one that most people like because there's no disruption. They also made one that sort of dips down and protrudes such that the 6 o'clock goes down and has like a funny looking chin, as they call it. And then they made another variation where they just got rid of the railroad tracks so that you could see it. And so that is the main difference. Also, okay, I'll talk about when I talk about the dial. But anyways, they made this 5270 in white gold. They've also made it in, actually in every material, in rose gold, in yellow gold, and as well as platinum. And so they got a lot of different variations of it, and they even make it on all rose gold in a bracelet. So a lot of different variations here. And so if you like to get any of them, because there's so many different variations, please go to jazztime.com where you can see all the variations and buy them at the lowest price anywhere online. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic, which is going through the watch itself. Now let's start with the case. Now the 5270, even though it's been around for 14 years, it's still a top watch even 14 years after its release. Now why? Well, let's start with the case. The case is just a magnificent way to do it. If you see all the curves and sort of ledges, you know, and it's not just a flat case, they didn't just slam on a simple lug or side of the case and make it very simple. No, they did a really exquisite job even back then, and to think that they're still producing it, and even today this is still quite a beautiful case, that the way that they've done it. So I would say let's start looking at the lugs, and you can see how they kind of flare out a bit, and they have this very nice angle to them. All right, and then next you can also notice the way that how thin it is, and that's a product of Patek making their own movement and making sure that it's as thin as possible, thin and efficient as possible. Okay, and it's just really a sight to behold. If you look at the side profile as well as the front profile, you notice that there's like sort of edges on every part of this watch, even on the 9 o'clock side. To take a look at the 9 o'clock, usually on the 9 o'clock side is the most boring side of the watch because there's no pushers, nothing, and they still manage to make it interesting by having sort of this ledge or edge on it, which runs really smoothly with the line on the lugs. Okay, at any rate, the case is very nicely done. It's done in white gold. They also make a blue dial. This is the white dial, silver opaline as they call it. Okay, now let's move on to the bezel. Now you get like a concave bezel, and concave means it kind of it's sunken down in it, and it's quite a nice way to show the bezel, because when you have a concave bezel as opposed to convex, concave kind of it's sunken down, and it makes the watch profile look thinner, so that when you look at it from the side, it appears to be thinner as opposed to a domed bezel or a convex bezel, which makes the watch appear thicker. And that achieves what I consider making the watch look much more elegant and thinner. Thinner kind of makes the watch more elegant as opposed to thicker and more clumsy. Okay, anyways, that's the bezel. Now, Patek has also gone on to do many variations, and even with gemstone bezels, red, blue, green, even diamonds. So they did a lot of variations of this watch, which is why I'm saying it might be discontinued soon, because it's been out for so long, and they've done so many different generations of it. Okay, at any rate, that is the bezel. Now let's move on to the dial. The dial is very special here, and I'll tell you why. Because when they first released this in 2011, and it didn't this was the very first variation of it. It was very simple. It's very simple dial. You have baton hour markers, right? Simple baton hour markers, and then you don't have any tachymetric scale. Tachymetric scale is the thing that you have, because it's a chronograph, so it's to calculate elapsed time, and presumably you could do that and calculate speed as well, but of course nobody does that. But it's kind of cool to put this in there. So you put this scale on the right hand side, which of course nobody uses, but it looks cool, right? But it makes the watch look really cluttered. So you put this scale on the right hand side and it totally clutters the watch. Well, Patek didn't do that in the very beginning in 2011, and therefore they had enough space to make the 6 o'clock. You see the 6 o'clock subdial? It does not protrude into the where it says Swiss made. On all the other variations, they had to produce what's called a chin, where they have to dig into that 6 o'clock position, or they had not a chin, but they broke the railroad tracks here. You see these double lines. They had to break the railroad track and to make space, because they had to also fit this tachymetric scale. Now, on the very first generation, they didn't do that. And this is the only one that they didn't do that. And for many years, all the way until most recently, which was, I think it was 23 or 22, they came out with a platinum and a green dial variation. And that one also did not have the tachymetric scale. These are the only two that did not have the tachymetric scale. It didn't have the tachymetric scale, which made enough room at the bottom to not have to do some funky chin garbage. And you didn't have some lame tachymetric scale that you were never going to use and looks kind of cluttered anyways. So, and the only difference between the newest version in 2023, 24, is that the hands, instead of having these sort of, I guess, what would you call these, like leaf hands? The newer variation had sword hands. And that was about it, or diamond looking hands. It's just the hands, but the dial markers, the lack of tachymetric scale, the subdials, all that stuff was more or less the same. So yeah, it's just a really nice dial, and it shown over the test. It has proven itself with the test of time that even in 2011 till 13, which was when this watch was produced, now they're going back to this same style 14 years later. So, and what is great is then that means you can get this watch at quite a discount, because the green one is selling, somewhere in the 150K range, and this one's around 100 or so. So it's quite a discount. And by the way, the retail price of these are, somewhere in the 200s. So, okay. Anyways, let's move on to the. Oh yeah, let's say a few other things about the dial here. So the dial displays the date, the Monday through Sunday, or actually would be the day, Monday through Sunday on the left, and then on the right you have the month, January through December, and then at the very bottom, 6 o'clock, next to the Moonphase, you display the date 1 through 31, and you also have a Moonphase. So you can not only tell the moon, you can also tell the date, and you see this number on the right hand side. It goes through 1 through 4. This little hole right here, it goes through 1 through 4, and that is the reason for that is because the leap year occurs once every 4 years, and so this watch can actually adjust for leap year, and it can tell you which of the years are going to be leap year. So 4 is actually the leap year on this, and on the 4th year, it will actually jump when it gets to from February 28th. Boom! It'll jump straight to, it'll jump to March 1st. Okay, let's move on to I guess that would be the dial. Oh yeah, by the way, I guess I could also say that it is a 30-minute counter, which actually I kind of wish it was longer, but okay, it's a 30-minute counter, and it's instantaneous. That means once the second hand goes all the way around, then it moves over. Okay, anyways, that's that part. Let's move on to the strap. That part's not so interesting. It's just a standard alligator strap. It has a deployment buckle, which is also in white gold. Okay, not a big deal. The movement here, let's talk about this shortly. It's a CH29-535PSQ. It is manual wind movement, so it means you need to wind it, but it is a all in-house movement. It's fantastic. It's currently the one being used, and it's got 456 parts, which is a lot. Normal chronographs have like 200 something, but this is both a chronograph. It's a Grand Complication, so it has both a chronograph and a perpetual calendar. So 456, it's a lot. It's not the most I've seen. Split seconds will have like 600. So it has a 55 to 65 hour power reserve, and it's just a very beautiful movement. I mean, when you look at it, it's just a head and shoulders above the old school Lamania movement, and it's just fantastic. It has a vertical clutch, and it's a work of art. It's what you're paying for on this watch anyways. Okay, now time for me to try this watch on my wrist. Now, I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. And this watch is, I have a 7.5 inch wrist. This watch is actually, it looks bigger than it really is. It's 41 millimeters, which is not that big, it's not that small, but it is on the large side for Patek, and it has a height or thickness of 12.4 millimeters. And to me, it just looks really fantastic. I'm a huge fan of the 5270, and I like it, in my opinion, in certain variations. This is one of them. Why? Because it doesn't have the tachymetric scale. I don't really love the tachymetric scale. I think it clutters the watch. And as far as a perpetual calendar goes, the Patek is king when it comes to perpetual calendars, perpetual calendar chronographs, that is. They pretty much have this marketplace like closed off, and they're the kings in it, as they are for many things actually. But anyways, so what I like about it is that it's a grand complication. It looks stealthy, it's clean looking, and it's just and it's also priced well. So look, if you want to buy this watch at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.